Hi everybody, I'm Michael. This is a 5-minute review for Nancy Drew number 26, Tomb of the Lost Queen. So in my previous review, I said game 25 is sort of like a high point for me. Starting with game 26, the series seems like it went on a downslide. I don't want to say mean things about the series because I like the Nancy Drew games, but game 26 onward, definitely not as good as the others. This game really... the dialogue in this game is so weird and confusing. We saw hints of that in like game number 23 where the grandma gives a long metaphor speech about a bird to explain how she feels about her daughter's ghost. And that's like the same sort of, that's like a standard thing they do in the games, starting with game number 26. We get like a long lecture. It's like, oh, well, how do you read hieroglyphs? Let me give you a long metaphor lecture about lions. And it's just, that's the dialogue. The dialogue just really, everybody's trying to be way too clever. Everybody's trying to speak in double talk and mixed metaphors and half statements. I just do not like it. So this is definitely the game where I feel like, wow, the dialogue took a major downturn. And maybe that's in part because I don't like the characters in this game. I really don't like Jamila. She is like the extreme of saying weird things, and Nancy's just like, oh, okay, I'll just put up with it. And same with Abdullah. And the problem is there's a lot more dialogue in this than in previous games. Like, compare this to Treasure in the Royal Tower or even Secret of Shadow Ranch. Way more talking, and it'd be fine if the dialogue was good, but like I said, the dialogue's kind of terrible. The one good thing about this game, which is really good, is that it's a new HD screen. That's nice. Much bigger screen. It's an HD. I like the new inventory setup. Yeah, definitely like how the new interface is. This game also is really confusing. It like starts you off in the middle of the story with John being attacked, and it's like, who's John? I got no chance to know him. And then he shows up again at the very end of the game. That's something I think is really cool, is that John is this character who's only on screen for like 5 seconds at most, but they went through the trouble of completely designing this character. That's good. Lily is a character, she is so annoying. She just starts off on the wrong foot, and then she spends the rest of the game just being just kind of sad and scared and worried of the curse. And I feel like she didn't get enough of a wrap up because, you know, we learned she's the one who's responsible for like dumping a snake on Nancy's bed, trying to kill Nancy, and I wish we got a follow-up for that. Dylan Carter, he's an okay character. I mean, I think like his voice actor really makes the character come alive and makes it so much fun. But he disappears about halfway through the game. He also shows up randomly. It feels like his introduction and Jamila, they definitely needed like an introduction for those two characters. It really feels like all the characters needed to be introduced. Instead of just starting where Nancy already knows these people and their relationships, and you just have to figure it out as you go along. Professor Hotchkiss is in this game. She's funny. It feels like some of her jokes are a little forced and not as funny as they were in the previous ones. And most of this game is just puzzles and exploration, which is fine. It's not as good as like Curse of Blackmore Manor, where we find more hidden passageways. And in this game, we find like many hidden passageways, but I felt it was just done better in Curse of Blackmore Manor. And instead, it feels like, well, Nancy's just solving puzzles on this site. The hieroglyph puzzles really could have been done better. It was just a simple cryptogram puzzle, and you have to solve it over and over and over again, which is not fun. I've got so many questions about how the characters were able to explore these tunnels when Nancy's the one who opened the tunnels. And yeah... And then it just goes into weird territory where apparently Jamila is part of a centuries, even millennia-old operation to find the lost queen. And that just felt like a weird left turn. It's like, okay, she goes from a crazy alien person to somebody who's been, I don't know. I just thought it is a weird left turn. The final culprit reveal was good. I felt like that was satisfying, at least. So Yeah, overall, it's an okay game if you like exploration. I just don't like the dialogue, which really brings down the entire game for me. But exploration and puzzles are fine, although not as good as, say, like Curse of Blackmoor Manor. So I'd probably give this game like a 6 or a 7 out of 10.